Okay, so let's just start. So first, we'll ask each and every one of us, of course, for this panel. So I would like for you to each introduce yourself and tell us about your projects and how you involve with blockchain. And oh, hello there. All right, so how you involve blockchain and tech ecosystem or describe about your business background. Let's start with you.
Sure, I knew you would start with me for some reason, but anyway, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to this event. My name is Alina. I am a community manager of IoTEX. I'll show you our logo briefly, but it's a little bit freezing in the room, so I'm going to keep the sweater on. So IoTEX is a privacy-centric blockchain for the Internet of Things. The project is founded by 4 founders who are based in Silicon Valley. We also have offices in Singapore and in China. And I am a community manager, so I manage the global community of supporters. We have around 200,000 people all over the world. We also have brand ambassadors who are the extension of our team. They help us to grow the project. And the focus that we're taking is tackling the problem with the privacy and especially data privacy in the IoT sector. So we're building the blockchain with our own in-house innovations in order to make the change in the industry and solve the large 3 problems that exist in the IoT world, which is scalability, interoperability of the devices, and of course the privacy.
Thank you for that. But I'll just ask my own question for you. I'll just personalize this and make this an awesome panel
Let's do
instead.
it.
Let's do it. So, in your own words, what is blockchain?
So blockchain is something that's not managed or owned by anybody. It's not centralized. It's managed and owned by people, meaning the users, people who use it on a daily basis. And that's why it provides the security that's necessary, because you're not, when we're talking about data, let's say Facebook, perfect example. I think names can be mentioned here.
Yeah, even your relationship status.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, Facebook, the social media, when we use such platforms, all the information doesn't belong to us. The moment you create a profile on that social media page, that's it, it's gone, and it's managed and owned by Facebook. You have no access to see what information is being collected, your private messages, the history of your messages, anything, any likes and the events that you went to can be easily, they're being generated, they're being stored, so pretend there's a file on you, and it can be used in any way possible. For example, Facebook advertising, that's just another stream of revenue that the company has. I don't want to talk about like bad things about any of the corporations here, but that's just a perfect example to me and why blockchain is necessary. It's necessary for the personal use, and hence goes your mass adoption, the need for scalability, the need for usability, and also the IoT world. So perfect example would be a wearable device, for example, the steps tracker, right?
Yes.
That thing not only collects the steps that you take, but also where you go.
Yes.
And that's something you don't want other people to know for many various reasons, privacy again. And if there is a platform that's able to have the privacy embedded into it, meaning blockchain, with embedded privacy or the features for it, and also to give the user the control over the data. So my data is being collected, I know that, but if I'm able to protect or hide the data, and also if I want to monetize, if I don't mind for them to know how many steps I take during the day, I can easily sell that piece and to be able to earn. So that's just one of the examples.
Yes. Just imagine that you can earn while walking.
Pretty much.
All right. Thank you for that one. How about you, Miss Catherine Shen?
Yes, my name is Catherine. I founded the project DeFi. DeFi aims to serve as to build this a decentralized credit risk alliance, starting with Southeast Asia and rest of the developing markets as well. We first started this project because I really believed in. It's interesting you asked the question, what defines blockchain? I first really got interested in this concept because of the original mission of blockchain, which is to serve the world's next billion.
Yes.
I think the nature of blockchain, the immutable nature, the trustless needs of decentralized authority really makes a lot of things possible. And I think because of the nature of blockchain and the technology, what it can do, this very simple concept, I think blockchain will do to the financial industry what internet did to media. And because of that, it has a long way to go. And it has the potential to create this minimal impact to everyone in this room. Everyone is something everyone can feel. I think that, I came from a technical background. I think that's something very interesting. That's kind of an opportunity you only capture once in every decade. And if we're born into this decade and we're capable of doing something, I think that's not something you want to miss.
Yes, that's right. Me too. Before I was in the tech background, like I don't know blockchain yet, and I only know how to troubleshoot Linux, Mac OS. So when I first know blockchain, it made me realize that the world can still be better. So thank you for your answer. So how about you, Miss Pinky Sharma?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Pinky Sharma from Rapidz. I'm a business director of Rapidz Technologies, Thailand. As my friend Cindy has already shown a big picture about Rapidz, about how we are, what we do, and how we are growing ahead in the market. So the concept of Rapidz is basically for crypto payments as well as using the blockchain technologies. And we have wallets, POS, ATM are going to come very soon. So in the Rapidz, we aim to promote cryptocurrencies, transactions easily, more user-friendly by using a one touch with the wallets, one touch with the ATMs, one touch with the POS. And this is going to be new generation payment, digital payment solutions across the globe. So when we say about the blockchain uses in the crypto wallets or in the crypto POS, so blockchain, as we all know, is a decentralized platform. It's a scalable, it's transparent, network inherent, people can use across. Nobody needs to depend on anybody. Everybody can take their own decisions, when to transact, why to transact, where to transact, easily across. So because of these things, because of these friendliness of blockchain, crypto, payments, transaction, digitization in the transactions becoming more easier. So this is what Rapidz aims here, to use these blockchain technologies to generate more easier payments, to transact more easy way of payments. So this is how we do here.
Thank you for that, Ms. Sharma. So let's proceed with the next question that we do have. So based on your experience, what's your opinion towards gender gap in the business, blockchain and tech industry? Are you one of the women who agrees or disagrees that the gender gap has been highlighted? Why or why not? Let's start with you.
Okay, well, I agree a bit, but not completely, because see, the gap in business means business is no more. So we should understand this, that the gap shouldn't be there, first of all. And I must say that the gap, we cannot talk about every country is having this gender gap. If I'm from India, if I talk about particularly from India, there is a majority of rural background which doesn't understand that if women can lead, women can come up, women can stand. But yeah, in another countries, moreover, if I say about the liberal countries like Korea, Singapore, even the Thailand, so it's different. So it's the perception of the thought. It's like what we think, we do. I don't think so that the gender gap exactly exists, but if it's at all exists, I think it's gradually overcoming, and I think it's gradually becoming good in terms of women to lead, women to empower the business. I think it should be more ahead.
Thank you for your great answer.
Thank you.
And how about you, Miss Shen?
I agree with a lot of points you just mentioned. Coming from school computer science in Carnegie Mellon, as well as we talked to some of the kids from MIT as well. And what it's interesting, like the way back then, when I was in school, is '04 to '08. I remember like how we measure whether a major was hardcore enough was by measuring the guy-girl ratio. And the more girls they have, we think, oh, this major is not as hardcore as the other one. But I definitely see, I think the gender gap is a perception as well as a reality. Geographically, as you mentioned, you see this obvious difference, statistically obvious difference in the number of girls versus guys in many places geographically, industry-wise as well. But in the last decade, I personally witnessed from Carnegie Mellon, from the very technical school, the number of girls are rapidly rising, and the perception. On the same time, we see like Obama's approach in like women in science, and we see a number of girls are growing very, very fast in the STEAM industry in general. And if you increase that scale and look back like 100 years, I think the pace and the change in people's perception very much happened around the same time as the number happened. So I'm very optimistic about this. I think it doesn't matter if it's gender or otherwise, some other kind
Yes.
of culturally divided issues. It's definitely going to take time, but we are very, from a world scale, I see this happening toward a better angle. And as people change, I see this happening right now. I see this happening in the past decade, and I can only imagine this getting better in the future, both in reality and in perception.
Yes, it's actually gradually happening already. Thank you for that, Ms. Shen. How about you?
So I definitely agree with my speakers here as well. This is actually something we have discussed with the team on my previous trip to Silicon Valley. And we were joking that our tech team is all guys, right? And I'm from the marketing team and community. So on the marketing community side, we do have girls working, but we definitely want some more women to join our team from the tech side. So it's not so much in terms of the inequality that exists. I think it's about the perception for sure. Mostly think of it as cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is taking time to adopt, and where all the projects are working on their use cases and proving the concept that this technology can be adopted. I think it's the perception that women in technology or women in science, for whatever reason, it's mostly for men kind of thing. So women usually choose other sectors to work in, and it's just some sort of a stigma. But I think as the technology evolves, the world we're living right now, it rapidly emerges. And I mean, who would imagine that the blockchain projects would exist, ICOs will take place, and community managers would be like the thing, right, in 2018 or 2019. So I think it's just about taking time and also bringing the awareness. So talking to universities, I think that's another big thing for any people or any businesses that work in blockchain and crypto, for them to host various sessions at universities or in high schools and talk about the possibilities that exist for both men and women, right? Just like in order to educate them mostly, and I think we'll be able to see the change.
Because I agree with that, because they are the future leaders that we need to rely on. Especially, I just want to share in the Philippines, NEM Philippines is also doing that. They actually have a seminar for all IT graduates, future graduates, and then they're going to certify them as like a blockchain certification, something like that.
Right, and this is something that we're working on. So because our close ties to Stanford is literally like 10 minutes away from the office, and our founders graduated from Stanford, we do have a delegate who is like a block producer in the network to run the node, who is from Stanford, and we have various classes that we help to co-mentor and provide materials for. We also have partnership with the University of Cincinnati, right now working with University in Vietnam and Taiwan, just because of the sector that we're in, but we also would like to educate and provide the tools because we're in a blockchain company in IoT. We're working on our own hardware, so it's giving them the tools, the knowledge, and also just educating on the possibilities that are available, right, for all genders.
Thank you for that. Especially, we are the ones who knows blockchain, and we are the ones who's responsible in providing that information to them. So let's proceed with the next question that we have. So with this one, it says that should we have initiatives to empower women and bring more women in the blockchain and tech space? Are you aware of any such initiatives? Let's start with you.
Yeah, yes, of course, I'm aware of this, if I'm remembering. Uh, the first woman who has actually attempted crypto expo in Thailand, Korea, Singapore, and yeah, so these three countries in 2017 and in 2018. So she was the one who actually initiated, she was the one who actually been into the exhibition and supported this. So it's kind of, definitely it's kind of big empowerment by a woman taking such tech initiatives, which is actually completely advanced, completely new in the market. So it's like making a woman proud, definitely.
All right, thank you for that. So I agree as well with the one that you said. So thank you for that. Let's proceed with you, Ms. Shen.
I think my answer will be very quick. I think for sure. I think well, as contrary to most people believe, things usually cultural movement don't just happen at one spot of the history. It's a long array of events, starting exactly with the change in perception. So in order to change that perception, I think for both, in order to provide both this all-encompassing, more embracing, culturally embracing environment, and also to change the perception to many of the girls themselves, like many of them are still, their action very much shaped by perception. There definitely should be initiative like that, and it's happening already for sure. And some of the government-like initiatives, as well as institution-led initiative by some of the university, including Carnegie Mellon, a very technical school, like Women in Science. We heard those initiatives a lot, and it's definitely making huge progress.
That's great to know. I didn't know that actually. All right, thank you for that. How about you?
So I think I kind of answered
Yes.
that question with my previous answer, but just to add to that, so I think as a blockchain project, what we will be intending on doing and we're currently working on is to continue the education and promotion by working with our brand ambassadors, media partners in various countries, just because we have the global approach to bring the crypto, blockchain, and IoT knowledge to the mass public, organize various meetups, attend and partner up with schools, universities in those countries, especially the ones that are more tech-focused, and work with the younger generation, because crypto is definitely being adopted by the younger generation first, who are able to influence their peers and their parents, grandparents, right? That's kind of how it works. That's the order. So those would be our plans.
All right, thank you for that. And yes, that's a great plan as well. I also want to share that I know that there's this group of ladies in Europe. They're starting to ask for women, for women to join their group. It's called Blockchain Ladies. I don't know if you've heard that, but yeah, they're starting like an awareness for everyone to join. There's no membership or what, but it's just an awareness that there's a lot of women there is actually participating in the blockchain space already. All right, so let's proceed. All right, so the next question that we have is that when in fact we are still in the early adopter stage, when many women may be unaware that the industry is still full of people who are learning the vocabulary, what can we do to improve the gap and help women in general to feel less intimidated by the business, blockchain, and tech world?
I would say education. Education is the key. Knowledge is the key, which we have to promote. And this awareness we have to spread. Once this awareness will spread, definitely more initiatives will be taken care of, more women's, more girls, more college students definitely will be joining up. So it's all about the play of more educational events on blockchain technologies, on tech initiatives, on business initiatives, and I guess this will be helpful in terms of promoting the women or in terms of actually bringing up the women in the tech businesses or blockchain businesses or even the crypto businesses. So the fundamental is basically education. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. How about you, Ms. Shen?
I have very little to add to this answer. I think education is definitely the key. And as education on this front progresses, I think there will be more pioneers, like women that can be considered pioneers. And the fact that they appear on the same stage or in the same fields just as active as men say a lot. And it's a very good education itself.
All right, thank you. And you, Ms. Alina?
Not much to add from my side either, being the last one. But I think government level initiatives and business level initiatives would be good. And of course, education is at the core of this. And creating similar groups, so like you mentioned, Women Who Code or Women in Blockchain, not-for-profit organizations, just to bring awareness, but make them global so that they're available to, they're localized, right? They're available in different languages and different regions, so that we're able to spread the adoption and understanding faster.
Are we intimidated by other by other people? But yeah, thank you for that answer. Let's proceed with this. How do blockchain events or women involvement in Thailand or Southeast Asia compare to how things are globally? Let's start with you.
Okay, so I think it's expanding well over here and in Southeast Asia, in Asia. So people, women, or everybody is like quite active in participation in such events. And I guess in Asia, it's easy to bring up more active participants. But if I talk about particularly, if I talk about particularly from the Western side, it's more easy to get more active participation. But in Asia, like seeing such events, I guess if we
support
adapt
each
more
other.
free meals kind of things over here, then people will more come, I guess. So this is kind of a thing which comes up towards to the marketing side, I guess. Yeah. So this is the thing. So definitely in Thailand or in more ASEAN region, it's becoming more active, but it's taking time a bit, definitely.
Yeah, I read in the news that there's a lot of countries, like the cryptocurrencies that are being regulated already, right? So especially in the Philippines,
Yes.
the main bank that we do have there already approves projects and companies. So yeah, we're quite happy with that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. How about you, Ms. Shen?
I think Southeast Asia actually surprised me on many fronts when I first started dealing with some of the companies here. Was running Xiaomi, Singapore, Malaysia. Many of the teams I deal with were half like filled by women. So I don't think it's, I think it's definitely happening at a similar pace as the West. But if there's anything different, I think there, in some of the countries, some countries are better than others, and in some of the countries there might be room for slightly more government-led initiatives and then NGOs. I think in Asia in general, this space has room for more.
Thank you for. By the way, Xiaomi is the band, right?
The phone manufacturer.
Yes, the phone manufacturer.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just want to clear things up. So how about you, Miss Alina?
So I think from my perspective, just because our team is based in the US, I had the pleasure of working with them and seeing the teams over there in the western part of the world, and right now working from Asia. I think it's very similar in terms of the men and women on the team, right? Usually women involved with community marketing and the promotional side. Same actually goes for our brand ambassadors. Usually the brand ambassadors, these are the token holders, people from public, right, who are really passionate about the project. And most of them, it's half and half as well, but most of them who are tech focused, they're guys, and the girls are more responsible for the marketing, various initiatives, meetups, and things like that. So, but in Asia, I see a little bit more room for growth in terms of initiatives and organizing different groups or NGOs for women to get into the space. But I think it's not so much the issue of the gender inequality here. I think it's the perceptions mostly, because the tech is, for whatever reason, blockchain is considered something very complicated and very
Yes.
complex, and you need to have some sort of a developer or programming background in order to work in the field. So I think if we start breaking down those stereotypes and telling people that you, with your skills, your marketing skills or business development, you are able to still bring on the value, this is the gold mine. And for women, there has been actually a study on this, and statistics offered, not good with numbers, so I'm not going to go into that, saying that women are necessary in the crypto and blockchain industry just because of the perceptions. We are the target audience, and the perceptions of how we look at things, that's why sometimes we're better or can be really good in the marketing and promotional side. So if we are part of creating this product, this blockchain, this service, we're creating it for same like us, right? So we're creating it for us basically. So coming together into the workforce with men, we're able to create something that will be used and adopted by even more people. So education and awareness, that's the main ones.
And marketing. Ooh.
Well, of course.
Yes, marketing is the best. All right, let's proceed with the next one. Actually, this is quite not relevant with the blockchain or tech, but it says here that it's a general question, but when it comes to asking for support to bring more women into or avoiding harassment, how can women avoid portraying themselves as victims?
Well, I would say women today is already quite bold, quite smart, and have to be more smart, have to be more bold. Maybe learn some more karate, I guess. So it used to happen because this is a professional world, this is a corporate world. So these harassments, these, backside gossips and all these used to happen. But then it's an understanding from men's side as well and from women's side as well, that how to present those conversations, how to actually communicate in those situations, how to be cautious, how to be aware if something's going to happen, or if they feel that something is going to working out behind of me. So they have to learn about these skills. And I guess, again, as I said earlier, there is a necessity of education. There is a necessity of knowledge. So once these education and the knowledge been given to such women who are in corporate world, who are in professional world, definitely these things will not be so far so it can be secure. They can be secure by themselves. So I think let's be more smart, being a woman.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you for that. How about you, Ms. Shen?
I think the answer to this question is really very similar to the previous ones. I think the education or having more pioneers or government-led initiatives, the point of those is so that to build this very more embracing mindset, culturally embracing mindset. Doesn't matter if it's in workplace or directly in the culture in different societies. I think once women learn that there is this place you can be in here that's really the same as everyone else, I think this victim problem mentality is automatically resolved.
Okay, that's a great answer. A short, very great answer. How about you, Ms. Alina?
I'll try to keep it short as well. So something that's, I guess, really enforced in the West, US, Canada, is the government level initiatives that are being passed on to the businesses. So in the workplace, you have clear rules, you have clear expectations, and you have all the tools and the information necessary. whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. There are rules. So if there's any workplace harassment that's happening, you have to take action. So you need to speak up, and you have the resources available. And I think in any of the developing countries or in any other parts of the world where maybe the government and business initiatives may be a little bit behind or lacking, this is something that needs to work on in the first place.
All right, thank you. I have a last question. I will not follow this anymore. But for me, my question is, how do you envision women within after 10 years in this space?
A great leader, I would say.
Should I ask why?
Because women is bringing up, women is driving the businesses, women is taking more initiatives in terms of any vertical of business, even not about the tech businesses, but any vertical of businesses. So I guess when these things will keep on growing up, and I guess even the stamina which women keeps now at this present era, so it's amazing. They are managing home, they are managing another responsibilities, they are managing work. So work-life balance, everything is there. So I guess when I see 10 years more ahead of that, 10 years down the line, definitely I can see a wonderful leader. I can see a leader who doesn't even lead the team, but leading the world around, but leading the everything around. So a leader maybe.
Thank you. How about you, Michelle?
I think blockchain or not, I think, because I don't see blockchain behind, I think it's very comparable to the rest of the technical industries, or even like a political industry. I think in 10 years, there will be a difference for sure, geographically, but in some of the fast developing countries where there's a robust legal infrastructure, there's a Me Too movement, without the cultural movement, there's shifting in thoughts and mindsets. In some of the highly developed countries, I see definitely things happen at an even faster pace. And I see definitely a lot more women emerging in different industries as leaders, taking on more roles, walking out. At the same time, I see some of the other rest of the places definitely taking time. I think we do need to acknowledge the fact that people's thoughts don't change that fast in the generation. So 10 years can be a lot in some places. 10 years can be only part of the process in some other countries. So for those countries, I see the room for more programs and progress or efforts in this space.
All right, thank you for that. Because I do believe that opportunities let other people to enter our world as well. How about you, Ms. Alina?
I would agree with all of your points as well. I think in 10 years, because the tech scene will change a lot, we're already emerging and growing rapidly in terms of the blockchain adoption, the things that the corporations are taking notice of the technology and the things that they can improve, change. I mean, the technology itself is able to help the developing countries and third world countries with many of the issues that we weren't able to solve before without the tech. So in 10 years, things will look different, and I think in terms of the workforce, not just in tech, but overall, it will start to kind of equal out, or maybe it will be, women will be like close to 30–40% in general. That will have the effect on the blockchain and the tech scene as well. So it is definitely about taking time.
At least we can see the changes and the growth, right? All right, so that's my last question for all of us or for this panel. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.